Man, I'm telling you. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, true wealth begins with good health. All right. Hello, and welcome to another amazing episode of Telehealth Tuesday. This is your go-to podcast for modern insights and wellness solutions. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Bookhardt. And tonight, as usual, we have an amazing episode lined up just for you. I want to apologize to all of our friends and family and local supporters. Unfortunately, we had very, very ill patients in the hospital, and you know how it goes. This is not a 9-to-5 job, and this is a live show. And so we had, but thank God that both patients are still alive. So hopefully, you guys can send up a prayer for these unfortunate gentlemen. One gentleman had a blood sugar of 700 and some other labs that were all out of whack. And so he's there with his daughter. And so saying prayers over him that he'll make it through the night. Right now, he's still alive. Praise God. And then there's another gentleman who was fighting for his life, who has lung cancer and has a big lung mass and could not breathe. But thank God we were able to get him stabilized so he did not have to go on life support. So again, our apologies for starting 25 minutes late. But of course, duty calls. And this is one of those jobs that is not a 9-to-5. So, all right, back on track. So, I want to let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms. That's right, multiple platforms. You can catch us on Good Faith Wellness Center, which is our clinic website, our clinic social media site on Instagram and also Facebook alike. And also, and right now, most importantly, Dr. B TV, that is DOCTOR, the letter doctor, the letter B as in boy, TV on YouTube. If we want you to go there, make sure to share, tag, like, follow, all that good stuff. And most importantly, hit the subscribe button to make it count. Also, lastly, in terms of Good Faith Wellness Center, we are taking new patients. And look, if you've got insurance, great. We take every single insurance plan out there known to man right now. If you don't have insurance, it's still great because we've got 3 amazing plans: $99 for individuals, $179 for couples, and $229 for a family of 4. And that means unlimited visits. Unlimited. You pay more than that for your cell phone. Okay. And so there's no excuse for anyone not to have a good quality primary care physician that cares about you. All right. Let's talk about Marnee. Am I saying it right? Is it Marnee or Marnee? Marnee. Oh, see, you have an accent mark there. I wanted to make sure we got it right. Marnee Tompkins, aka Winning Tompkins. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you all about this young lady who's become a friend of mine more recently. Let's talk about Marnee. She's the co-owner of B.E.S.T, B-E.S.T, right? That's an acronym. B.E.S.T Coverage Solutions LLC. She began her professional journey as an accounting major who quickly discovered that tax accounting was just simply not her passion. Instead, she found her calling in finance, spending more than 15 years as a loan officer, where she specialized in credit counseling, helping customers secure their best financial solutions for their needs. Her career path later led her into higher education, God help her, where she served as both an instructor and administrator. It was there that her passion for mentoring, encouraging, and helping others truly flourished. While watching students grow, succeed, and becoming their very best, that became one of the most rewarding experiences of her life. And as an instructor, she's also passionate about teaching and sharing her knowledge of insurance with others so they can better understand how to protect themselves and their families alike. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and I can go on and on about this amazing young lady, and her bio is quite extensive, but we're going to get right to it. So, straight to it, I want you to hear from the woman, the myth, the legend herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Marnee Winnie Tompkins.
Wow. Let me just say, wow. That's the first time I've been introduced like that.
Hey, when I bring you out, I bring you out. Now
I see. Thank you, Doc.
We don't play the radio.
Right, right. Well, let me say this to a lot of our viewers, especially our local viewers. I have to do a shout out that I graduated from Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Shout
I
out
have
to
to
Southern.
remind all my Jackson friends that.
Oh Lord, see, she's already being messy, and we haven't even gotten to the first question. Lord help us. Lord help us.
Oh, listen, what I have discovered is that information is powerful. Everybody has a tool in their hand to get plenty of information. We carry around a wealth of information right there in our pockets, call that little cell phone. So I just want to bring a little more information and a little more realness to insurance. And so one thing that I know is life insurance is not just about death, but it is about dignity, legacy, protection, creating generational wealth when life changes. So
Absolutely. You know that.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do some stats
No,
because
let's.
I was it was very interesting to find out that 102 million Americans say that they either need life insurance or they need more coverage. And of course,
102.
49% of Black Americans feel like they don't have enough. They always seems as if that they need more. They consistently feel underinsured. They're worried about funeral costs, medical bills, disability, the inability to work, long-term care, and retirement security. So those are a lot of worries that we as a culture have and we share.
Those
So
are those are definitely a lot of worries. Well, before we even get into those things, I mean, and those are just unbelievable numbers, honestly. But before we get in any deeper into those, I would love for you to tell the audience anything that I might have missed in the bio that maybe would even be better suited to come from you, or anything that you think would be interesting to add to what we told the audience.
well, I kind of got thrust into this through tragedy. So, insurance is not what I do every day, all day, but it became a passion of mine because I was thrust into it. 2021, my grandmother died of COVID, and she had a burial policy, funeral burial policy that I think 10 years prior to her death, she paid about $4,000 for. And it was able to transfer and go anywhere that she went as far as her death and also whatever the cost was. So, of course, the cost in 2021 when we buried her was about 13,000, but it was paid by that $4,000 burial funeral life insurance policy that she had. And then in 2022, my nephew was tragically murdered.
Mm,
And here again, thrust into that need of insurance. And then again in 2024, I lost my mother. And of
uh,
course, there I am again with the understanding of insurance. Might not have wanted to understand it, but I was thrust into knowing and understanding insurance and how important it is to have. One
sorry,
thing I can guarantee, we're going to leave this earth. We are going to leave it.
that
And
that is for sure.
that's right, Doc. I know you can testify to that every day, all day.
Yeah, sorry to condolences again on the passing of your mother and your other family members too.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's how I got here. So this is, like I said, this is not what I do every day, but it became a very passion of mine because of the different losses that I have taken. And so once I've learned that, why are we sitting around waiting on death or tragedy before we start getting things prepared and in order to for our loved ones to die with dignity or ourselves to die with dignity. And so, or what are we going to leave for our families? If there's a two income household and one income is gone, are you prepared to what are you prepared to do with that income that you've lost?
Mm,
It's already a burden. Grieving is horrible, but it's
horrible.
horrible to grieve and then you don't know how you're going to pay for things. That's a whole different type of grief. So, stress, everybody's having hard economic times. And so, why add a burden to you? We walk around with a cell phone again, and we take insurance out on our cell phones, but we
We,
don't take
we
insurance out of ourselves. Come on now,
That's
you
a
know.
great point. We'll get Apple Care. I mean, I hope, Marnee, I assume you have an iPhone. This is not a plug, but I don't know what they call care for
Right.
Androids. They don't even
Yeah.
need care because who wants a Droid anyway? So you can go ahead and damage that. But anyway, um, but Apple Care, they purchased Apple Care. That's like $200 on a brand new phone,
Right.
and
Right.
we won't
Right.
have insurance on our own bodies or
Exactly.
burial insurance, and
Exactly. Exactly. And
well,
so it's the insurance that's not forcible. We have our other insurances. When you buy a car, if you finance it, you have to have insurance. That finance company that you are working with is going to make sure that you have insurance. Your home, if you finance your home, they're going to make sure that you have insurance. And of course, the state law in Mississippi requires you to have insurance even on a vehicle. So there's law and then there's forced insurance. But then life insurance is one of those kind of things where it's not forced. So a lot of times we take it for granted and we procrastinate, we delay, and then the unspeakable happens and we're not prepared. And I just don't want anybody to have the unspeakable happen and you're not prepared and you're doing more than grieving. You're running around trying to figure out how to pay for the cost of the death of your loved one.
absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Um, and I know we have some prepared questions. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, we want to acknowledge some return folks here and supporters of Telehealth Tuesday. I see Miss Tamika Garrett is in the house. I see MGBOO. I don't know what that stands for, but MGBOO. Thank you for joining us. My lovely mother's also here. My name, Dr. Lily James, right there.
Oh, hey, mom.
Yeah. So we're so glad that all of you all could join us. And then there's, I think, a couple other people here having a little bit of delay there. And wanted to say hello to all of you in Instagram land. They're on a separate platform than our main one. So we'll be going back and forth to entertain your questions. And so again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a live program. And so even though we have prepared questions, we want to hear from you because that's the best interaction is a live one. And so whatever it is, I know that she's a wealth of knowledge, and so you guys don't wait until these things happen where our loved ones are here in the hospital. At what the type of work I do as a hospitalist in addition to the clinic, and just like I said, these two gentlemen in the ICU literally right now, fighting for their lives, and you don't want to be that person. And unfortunately, like Marnee was saying, there's so many of our relatives have been where there's no plan for these folks. There's no living will. There's no trust. There's no power of attorney. Nothing is set up. There's no burial insurance. And then somebody unfortunately declines and passes away. And now we're sitting here looking crazy on the internet doing a GoFundMe. It's ridiculous. So you don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. So let's find out what we need to do. All right. Marnay, let's go to the first question. One of
Okay.
our first question here. Why is it that people wait too late to get insurance coverage? Why is that?
So I'm going to just talk about my testimony and the culture that we're from. Dr. Mike, sometimes we think if we don't talk about death, it's not going to happen. Or if we talk about it,
That's
if we
right.
prepare for it, that it's going to happen sooner than it's supposed to happen. Or we're speaking it into existence. I mean, we have all kind of illustrations, but we all have a day. We all have a day. It doesn't matter. We need to prepare. Smart people are prepared people.
Mhm.
People that you love. I mean, you owe that to them. If you have children, and I didn't. I think I had a small policies when I was working on my children, but of
Mhm.
course I was young. I probably didn't have the wealth of information that we have now. I just had something small at that time. I think if I can just buy off memory, maybe $5,000 to $10,000, which at that time probably would have been enough if something were to happen to them. But now you can buy insurance for children, and that is some of the most affordable insurance that you can buy
Hmm.
on your child. And sometimes we think, well, I don't want to buy it on my child because that might mean that they know, you know. My dad is a simple man, country man. He said, "You ain't never too young to die."
Never.
So,
Never.
and I don't mean to make that lightly, to talk about death like it's lightly or it's funny, but we just have to remember that death is going to come. And I would just
For
like
all
for
of
you,
us.
for all of us, I would like for all of us to be prepared financially to be able to bury our loved ones. And the hard reality, and I got some facts here. Funeral expenses. This is 2022. I think LL Global Research Network organization said that funeral expenses are averaging somewhere between $7,000 to $15,000. Now that's 2022, so I could tell you
Seven,
it's more than that.
seven
Because
to
when I
50.
buried my mother in 2024, it was $16,000, and that was one of your less expensive ones. And that does not include the tombstone. The tombstone was added about $2,500 more dollars. So these figures are a
Wow.
little light. Why do families not? Sometimes, what do we incur when we're not prepared? Loss of household income. We have debt burdens, mortgage defaults. We are dependent, like you said, Doc, on GoMe funds. We have to delay some expenses. We have to delay college for our children. It could really set some families back generationally. Financially, it could set them back.
So basically, I'm still stuck on those numbers because although we've had a lot of people, unfortunately, to pass away in both sides of the family, I didn't have the exact numbers right now. And sometimes when I was young, I wasn't privy to that. So you're telling me in 2024, when your mom passed, $16,000 on the funeral, plus an extra 2,500 for the headstone.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
exactly, exactly.
we have got to get it together.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, if you think about it, if somebody has $20,000 in savings, which is great, at this point in time, but that money could be gone just by that
That's
death
right.
in your family. And we're not talking about the income that that person produced. If they're still in working age and they're still dependent on their income. So yeah, we have to. And somebody said, "Well, don't worry, I'm gonna get cremated." Well, here's your cost on cremation. I
Okay.
We can find all this information out just lickety split. So cremation 2024 was estimated to be anywhere between $400 and $3,000. So that's cremation. So hey, you know, there are ways to avoid that type of situation. And you want to make sure that you see someone about getting some life insurance coverage on your entire family. I'm a very advocate for that again because no one should grieve and have to figure out how to pay for a funeral. I say this is how I describe a funeral. It is an event that has to be done in record speed while your emotions are high.
Hmm.
So if that's what you want to do, and then you got to figure out how to pay for it. So why not get insurance that covers that? And I just bought a new policy. I'm just going to talk about my testimony. I bought a new policy not too long ago. It's probably I didn't even realize that I could still buy. I always thought whole life insurance was very expensive, and it is for a lot of people. It's
It
not
can be for
affordable.
some, right? Mhm.
Right, it's not affordable in some cases. And that's why you should never ever go on the sense of what people say or what you heard, or call an expert and find out what kind of coverage you can afford. Talk with your insurance agent and see what it is that you're trying to do for your family after your death. Are you trying to leave some generational wealth, or do you need just enough to bury yourself? Are you trying to set up your children for the future? Whatever you have that you need to do, you know what you need to do. Every household is different. So you
Mm,
know what you need to do or what you feel like you want to do. Make sure you talk that over with your insurance agent so that they can give you a plan, some type of policy that will do what you're asking it to do. Now, you know, it might not do everything, but you have something there that would help your family to be able to process this whole event that could happen.
mm. Um, you know, trying to Khadija Muhammad, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. We see Rebecca Banks Love from Orlando, Florida. My friend from the Pam Powell campaign when we were on the campaign trails as she was running for state rep district 39. Was that? I think that was it, Rebecca. We probably should have sent a link to Pam Powell. I think she wanted us to be on her show as well. But let me know if that was District 39, Rebecca. Let me know. You said, oh, she said yes. Okay, I got you. Hey, look, and this is something that you and your folks need to hear about, Rebecca, and like with either estate planning and insurance. So make sure to tell everyone back home in Orlando to tune in. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna come on back. So all right. I think Khadija, we got to get you on, Khadija. So you let me know. We're going to get together on the date. So we got to get you on to feature you and put some stuff in the comments about what you're doing in your business and how you can be contacted. And if you've got a flyer or business card, 'cause this is the place. Marnee, this is the place for networking. Although we have a show going on, we want to
Mhm.
facilitate everyone. So
Oh yes, right. Because you're talking about estate planning. I don't do estate planning, but estate planning is life insurance is part of estate
well, yeah,
planning.
yeah, that's
So
right.
right, so it's just a small piece of it. So yes, so estate planning, yes. I mean, if you any at this age and this day and time, there we are literally have the information at our fingertips. So
Hmm.
we cannot say that we don't know. There was a time when we didn't. We did not have access.
That's
Access
right.
meaning we didn't have the resources, but we have the resources now. So there's no reason. And like I said, it is very affordable. Insurance has become very affordable. You can find something out there that you can afford that's going to do at least some of what you're trying to do if you
Hmm.
expire. Um,
That's right.
there's another data fact that some people that are paying between $80 to $150 a month are leaving some of their families with policies of 250,000 and some half a million and some a million. So those
Wow.
items those products are out there. Now, will it take some looking? Sure. Yeah, it'll take some looking and some reading and some understanding. And that's what we're here for, your insurance agents. So, what we do, what you don't have time to do. And so, yeah, so you just want to look out there for that policy that fits your needs, what's best for you. And while we're talking about insurance and we're talking about life insurance, let's talk about homeowners also, because I always think that every year, not think I know, every year we should be looking at our homeowners policy. And that is very, very true in this climate that we're in, where the cost of goods have skyrocketed. Okay. So if something were to happen to your home, are you protected? Could you rebuild that home for the amount of insurance that you have out there?
Mm.
Now, my testimony is I bought my insurance when I bought my house. I don't know. My mortgage person said, "Hey, get this insurance." I got it. That was it. End of story. I'm in home. I'm
Mm.
done. And I think about 5 or 7 years later, something said, "Let's look at the policy." I don't. I think a friend of mine had a house burn or something. I had a house burn 2 years ago, way before all the insurance changed over. But yeah, you need to find out, do you have enough coverage to replace the home that you live in? Would you be able to build it back? Bottom line. Piece of plywood at one time, to build a fence, one piece of plywood was $1.52. I think about 5 years ago. It's tripled now. It's almost $3 now. So if you think of those type of goods increasing, will you have enough to rebuild your home? So every homeowner should look at their insurance at least once a year to see if you can rebuild that home, if you have enough insurance coverage if something were to happen.
That's good to know. I see. A big shout out to Frank Terry right there, my line brother, my LB. All right.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, you know Frank?
No, I don't. So you go call about, I'm gonna call about too. Hey,
Oh,
Frank.
that's right. Now what now you I saw some pink and green on something
Oh
is
yes, oh yes, you did. You saw
okay.
some pink and green.
All right, so
Yes,
that's
yes,
what I'm talking about now. That's
yes.
what
I
I'm talking
pledged at the campus of Southern University, Beta Psi.
about. Oh, that's all right. There's
Yes,
Sigma Sigma
yeah,
Lambda
yeah,
right there.
yeah. I'm pretty
Spring
proud of that.
23. All right. Big shout out to you. And then also the Clinton chapter. Alpha's the staple
Ooh,
chapter. Big
okay,
shout out.
okay, okay. No debate here. Look. I love HBCUs. I love the D9, all D9s.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of work. People don't even see a lot of work that we do behind the scenes, individually, collectively. So yeah, and yeah. So we're good people trying to do good things.
That's big, 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 big right there. I love it. Let's see. We had another question here. The next one was about the biggest misconception that people have about life insurance and wealth building. What would you say are, well, actually, what are the biggest misconceptions about life insurance and wealth building?
Well, people think that they can't afford it. That's what I was just talking about. You can
Hmm.
afford it. Like I said, we make plans. Look, we could go spend $50 on a meal right now if we, and we find the money. So if you're spending $50 on one meal in 1 week, surely you could pay $50 a month for life insurance coverage. So that's the one misconception. And the other misconception is thinking that you have enough. Sometimes we don't know. And then thinking that life insurance is only for burial expenses or funeral expenses. Um, Wealthy people are using it as a key to more wealth,
Mm.
using it for generation transfer.
Are
So
you?
that's what I was talking about when I said those facts of people that are paying somewhere between $80 to $150 a month for
Mhm.
insurance policies that are maybe $500,000. If you left your child $500,000, what does that say?
That'd
You
be a
know,
big.
you could build their legacy. Exactly.
Let, let
You're transferring that generational wealth on to your children or to your loved one or whoever that beneficiary, which is life changing for the
So are you
better.
talking, let me excuse me, when you say they're using it for the generational or wealth building, you're specifically talking about, excuse me, life insurance in the case of somebody passing away and then
It,
them needing to
well,
use it. Is that
well,
what
in
you're?
that case, but you also have your whole life policies that if you buy a whole life policy and it gets to, I don't know, let's just talk about a round figure of $100,000, you can borrow against that money. You can cash value that money, and you can do. A lot of people take that money and they invest, or they buy homes, or they do a lot of things with that money. So yeah, the
Mm,
time to buy those type of policies is when you're young, when you're in good health, because that's when they're normally most affordable, and it never changes and it stays the same unless there's something you decide to do differently. But the fact that you can get that money cash value and borrow against it could be life changing to most people.
that is huge. That is huge. I think we have a premium chef. Big shout out to the premium chef out here on our Instagram and Instagram land.
Premium chef, so he's the cook.
That's it. That's it. That's right.
Yes, we love those chefs.
No, absolutely. We're supposed to have. I don't want to put it out there too far, but we just confirmed with a certain celebrity chef that's born and raised in Jackson. Well, you know what? I don't know if he's born in Jackson, but definitely lives and is a native of Jackson. He lives there now, and big celebrity chef. He's been on all these uh, Food Network and all these shows and stuff. So we're going to talk about healthy eating, healthy cooking, healthy food preparation, and how we'll tie it into diabetes and all that good stuff. So I'm not even going to say the name because if I say
Okay.
the name, man, it's going to be they might start DMing the man and find out what episode are you going to be on.
Ah, yeah.
Not even gonna put it out there yet, but just know that he's gonna be there. Oh, wait a minute! I see my big brother on there. Look who it is, Marnee. Look who that is.
That's our friend.
Tanoa is in the
Tanoy,
building.
how's it going? Yay. All right now.
Man, good to see you on here. Come on, you haven't been on here in a minute, man. So look, I see what we have to do. We have to get certain select young ladies on there on the show to get Brother Brown to come on in. No, I'm just joking, man. He's
Oh,
always
wait, Brother Brown.
Brother
Yeah.
Brown, yeah. I'm just joking. He's always supporting, and we support him. And man, we're gonna see you this week. We're gonna see you in a couple days. Kanoy, you feel free to put it in the chat, man. Where you gonna be on? where you're going to be on Thursday. I think he's going to be on the rooftop somewhere, Marnee.
Oh, on the rooftop. Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
that
he.
rooftop is that. Yeah, that's what's up there. He said you nailed it.
Or which part on the rooftop, or when only when certain young ladies are guests on?
uh,
We don't want to start any trouble now. We don't have any shots fired here. We're not choosing violence tonight.
no, no, not. No, we're talking about life insurance. So really and truly, we want you to live. We're hoping that Doc, you keeping them healthy to live longer.
Yes, indeed. Amen to that. So, another question comes in that how can families determine how much insurance coverage that they actually need?
So here we are back to looking at assets and just sitting down with your family. Um, if you're single, sitting down, looking at what your financial stabilities are, what is it that you want to cover? What do you want to make sure your asset, your generational wealth, what you want to leave? All of those things add to what it is your total insurance policy, what you might want to have as far as a policy. So every household is going to be different. Every person is going to be different. I'm definitely won't be in the leadership of telling anyone what they should do or how much coverage they need because something, I don't know, you might need 500,000, but if it's not affordable, it's not worth it to you. If you can't pay the premium, let's not go out there on, that far, but let's at least get you something that will take care of the necessities and keep things going on the way that you have in your mind that need to be kept going. And so I would ask everyone to just sit down and be honest, be honest with yourself. I had to do that myself. I had to just say, you know what, wait a minute now, where are these expenses and where are these assets and do you have enough and how much, what's going to happen here and how does this work? So we got to educate ourselves. We got to get smart about what we have. You would be so surprised of what you can insure. I got a friend that's got a lot of David Yarman jewelry. Well, that needed to be added in her home asset insurance. She needed to cover those assets because those pieces of jewelry are very expensive. You might
Mhm.
have some type of rare painting or some type of collectible that you have. I know a lot of men, y'all have game uh, man caves, and
That's
in those
right.
man caves, you might have a Michael Jordan picture. I don't know, whatever you need to sit down and see your assets and what they are worth, what you spent for them, if they need to be covered, and look at those items, and then you should be able to talk with your insurance agent in a confidential setting so that you can have enough coverage to make sure that those items that you care about are protected.
That's right. That is absolutely correct. Um, Quinn, I see Quinn. Are you still on there? Quinn Hollins, Jackson, Mississippi, who's amazing. Not only just an amazing person with amazing daycare services, but an amazing person overall. Mother of the Year award, and the list goes on and on. So let us know if you're still all right. There we go. Look, Quinn, let us know. Where you are. These are you taking new? You call them students or new? I want to say patients for everything, but are you taking new students at your daycare? Where is it? Where is it located? And yeah, you're absolutely welcome. We're going to put these. We'll copy and paste it and put it in our other, so that everyone can see what's going on Instagram side, and let us know where you're located and if you're taking new students, and also let's see if that comes out correctly right there. And if you are taking new, I guess you can say, I don't know, Quinn, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you say Telehealth Tuesday, maybe they'll get some type of discount or something, okay? Now, if you're not in agreement with that, I mean, I think it might be too late to renege, okay? But we'll get the Telehealth Tuesday treatment. All right. So just put it in there and we'll get that circulated, Quinn. Good to see you. And we need to have, by the way, you know what, Marnay, one last thing we need to have on, because we got to talk about these kids and we got to talk about these daycare, what needs to be done if they're on voucher programs, and what can be done to assist these families post COVID and all that good stuff. So she's been dodging me, Marnee. She's been dodging us. Okay, since last
She's gonna get. I'm sure she's gonna do it now. She's gonna come. You
you're
know,
on. She's on the spot.
people. I
She
know
said,
everybody's busy.
okay. I'm currently full, and my wait list is long, and I'm currently full.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
blessing!
yeah, that's a blessing. But we'll be back
Right.
again in the fall, and we will honor Telehealth Tuesday 10% off. All right, let's get that in the chat too. Let's get that in the chat. You heard it
Ask
first.
and it shall be done.
Amen. We have not because we ask not.
Ask not. Oh, that's one of my favorites.
That's it. But that and Jesus wept.
Yeah,
All
that's right.
right.
At the dinner table,
That's
Thanksgiving.
right. That's right. Let's
You're
see.
talking. You're
Go ahead.
talking about a lot of business owners, including yourself, I know, and me,
Mhm.
and so also business insurance.
Ah,
A lot of businesses
great point.
fail just because they're not properly insured. That's not I'm not strong on that, but that's another one, kind of forced insurance. So we should all be looking at what do we have as far as property inventory, what do we call a liability exposure, employees. If you have a valuable employee that if they left, your business dies, or income interruption. So there are also insurance vehicles that help you protect those items too.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's see here. We had another question here another question that's pertaining to costly mistakes. What would you say, Marnee, are some costly mistakes that people make when choosing insurance policies?
Um, Again, not choosing enough coverage, kind of being slim pick. We're talking about the homeowners coverage, just getting just coverage, basic coverage, not realizing that you need more than that. You need coverage enough to protect your home and to be able to rebuild that home, those type of things. So just really facing the hard facts, and doing the numbers, making sure that your budget can afford what it is that you need to do when the unexpected happens. People
Yep,
are riding around here without car insurance. That's crazy to me, but it's a lot of people that do. And then when you have an accident, you're messed up. Just
you are.
because you had to pay for a vehicle, but you didn't have state law requirement, and then you have an accident, and then you got ton. You think you were out of a little money monthly, 75, $100, whatever your cost is, and now you're getting sued by somebody. So
You know,
it's not worth it. Pay the little bit of insurance. State law
mhm,
requires you so that you can have some type of coverage if things
that's
like
right.
that happen.
Yeah, and I think this is really hitting home for a lot of people because, like you said, a lot of us have had to bury, family members, and a lot of people are not prepared for that. A lot of people don't, and it's kind of like, we know about insurance, and people know that they have to have it or need to have it, but some people, I think there's these this misconception or this myth that like you were saying earlier, it's got to be so expensive. There's no way I could afford to have $500,000 coverage or $1 million policy, and sometimes it's less than $100 or something. And we talk about paying for your cell phone, or you have to insure your car, and yeah, I mean, people insurance is just I think a comedian. I can't finish the full quote, but he said insurance is just in case SHIT said, because it's in case blank happens. He said, so
Yeah.
that's what you're paying for, in case. And a lot of people feel like, well, I've been driving for 20, 30 years. God forbid, knock on wood, I've never been in an accident, and I haven't died yet. So I guess I can wait another day, another month, or another year to get a policy. And then boom, there you are. And you are out of luck, or SOL.
All right. SOL. That's
We
it.
won't define that. Mom, I don't, my mom last I don't know if you happen to see that last episode, or was it two episodes ago? But anyway, we our guest talked about the symbol, the acronym of YN, and my mom says, what does YN stand for? So we Yeah, she praise God. She
Yeah, yeah.
understands. We won't.
Listen, my daughter has to tell me sometimes what the acronyms mean. What
Oh,
is that?
really? That's too
Yeah,
funny.
I know,
Um,
right?
Now, one of the another question that came in was about the generational wealth and how this can actually help us to earn. But I think you discussed that a little just a few minutes ago. How actually one of the things is and how other races and ethnicities use this. Right, big best kept secret is that not only are they using it, basically getting the policy and then utilizing it when you need it or can't. But there's also a way to, in other words, somewhat cash in. And you can actually utilize this not only when somebody gets sick or dies, but still when they're well. And after a certain time, certain maturity, and all, I don't know all the intricacies, but you can actually use it and reinvest it or reinvest it into the market. And same thing like or when you have your retirement policies and rolling things over into IRAs and all that. But that's and the crazy thing is, people think you have to have a fancy lawyer or some fancy business consultant or
Mm-mm.
CPA. You
Right. You just have to have a whole life policy and pay your premium. It's a pretty simple transaction.
so that's why they need
Really,
to come
it
and
could
visit
be
you.
really simple.
So they need to come down to best.
Yes, give me a call and we're going to look for what you need, what you want, what your desire is. We're going to see that it's affordable for you. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk about it, we're going to plan it out and work on your behalf. Nobody has time to really look. There oh my God, there are thousands and thousands of carriers out there, with all kind of different vehicles, with all kind of little intricate piece to it. So yeah, you don't have time to do that, Doc. You over there saving lives and curing people and helping people to live. So let us do the work. We'll do the
That's
work
right.
for you. We'll try to find those vehicles, insurance vehicles that you don't have time to look for, because it is, it could be pretty extensive to look for that item, that product that fits you, tailored to you, and
Mhm.
your premium affordability, and also what you needed to do um, as you go through life. Do you need it to build wealth? Do you need it to have a cash piece where you can borrow against or you can use? And then I like the whole life. If you're, really and truly, you can't afford a whole life policy, you just gotta, you might have to pay a little more than someone 20 years old in good health has to pay, but we should also look at those policies. Those are really good policies that they never run out, they never get tired. When you get a term, you're getting it for that, and most term policies stop at the age of 80. I have two of those myself, so that's what's affordable. I got that during COVID.
Mhm.
Look, my kids were running in and out my house like COVID never existed, and I kept saying they're gonna kill me.
Oh
Let
man,
me get some more insurance.
yeah, we're trying to kill you. Y'all trying to kill
They
you.
don't have any fear of it. They just get life just gonna keep happening for them. It
That's
never
right.
ends. So yeah, so I bought a term policy, and of course, yes, and it did change every 5 years. The premium does go up, but again, like I said, I was able also to buy a whole life policy. I don't, thank God, I'm pretty decently healthy. I don't take any maintenance medicine, and that probably does help for the affordability. But let us look for you. There,
Mhm.
like I said, there are so
Right.
many carriers with so many different products until there is probably something that will fit you and your financial abilities.
Yeah. Absolutely, Miss Arnita Gordon joining us from Jackson, Mississippi. Wanted to welcome you. I think you are one of our first time followers and viewers. So we want to welcome you to Telehealth Tuesday. You know what, Marnee? Before I know we looks like we have probably about another 20 minutes. If that you can hang with us. I know we started late, so you got another 20 minutes,
Oh
Marnee.
yeah, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick pause for the cause. Again, this is Telehealth Tuesday, each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, Lord willing. We are right here and have been for, you know what? Let's do this. We have been here for 93 straight episodes. 93.
All
So
right, Doc.
give it up for yourselves. 93 too, Lord. 93 Tuesdays. That's
You've
unbelievable.
been at this a while then.
Whew, yeah, we have been at it. So the good Lord has made it so we haven't missed a beat, no matter if we've been in another state or country, all kind of all kind of places. We stop and make time to give back to the community. So, but want to let you all know that this is something. And speaking of that, I think with the exception of one celebrity guest who was really only paid a very minimal love offering, if you will. Every single person who's been on here, so I'll even subtract that one episode. So for 92 other episodes, every single person that has been on here has completely given their time, expertise, and efforts, and donated that for the betterment of our community and all those alike. And so we really appreciate it. We appreciate you all for being here each and every Tuesday. There's some familiar faces that are literally on here every Tuesday, and so we thank you for that. Um, so yeah, make sure you guys join us on Telehealth Tuesday. And this is what, as we say, your go-to podcast for modern insights on wellness solutions. And also, last thing, if you want to know why people used to ask me, man, you've got comedians on here, you've got pastors on here, we've got insurance experts like yourself, and I've had accountants and all these people, psychologists, psychiatrists. What is it about that? Like, how do we relate that? I thought this was Telehealth Tuesday. You guys are talking about insurance and money, but look, even though this is not directly, but indirectly, this is certainly affecting health because we're talking about how to care for someone, how to be prepared when that end of lifetime comes, and with insurance. So that's direct. That's indirectly slash directly tying in with it. And then, of course, all our other, we always find a way to tie it into primary care because there's always going to be somebody in your family, unfortunately, with hypertension, diabetes, or somebody who's just been blessed to live a long time. So this certainly affects everyone. All right, Marnee, we've got a couple other things here we wanted to address. Is there anything you wanted to address before I go to the next question?
So I want to plug you. So yeah, I think making sure that you have a primary physician, somebody that's in the medical community that can help you stay healthy. Because I have a couple of friends that were borderline diabetic. I myself one time my A1C was is that what it's called, Doc? I always
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was borderline, and then I lost about 12 pounds, and it went down. My
Amen.
doctor said, if you don't get this together, you're gonna go on some medication. And I said, okay, well, I got to get it together. And so that does affect insurance. That does affect how much you will pay. That does affect if they're going to ask you for a medical exam
Hmm.
or if they're not. Um, you know, Being healthy is kind of like your credit health also. You get good rates when you have good credit, well, you get good rates when you have good health. So keep that in mind. We want you to be healthy. We don't want you to pay extra rates because you're not. I love to see people get a good affordable rate.
Hmm.
Affordability means that you're going to keep that policy when
That's
it's
right.
affordable. So yeah, you want to make sure that you do everything that you can to stay healthy. Look, I pray all the time, but God gave us sense. He said, "Now look, I done gave you everything you need to control yourself, to get yourself together." So some stuff we just got to do on our own.
That's
I
right.
cannot sit at this desk all day and not get up and move around. I have got to get out there. I've got to walk. I've got to work out. I got to do all the things that are important for me to try to stay healthy.
Hmm.
My biggest thing is I want to be independent as long as I possibly can. So, because I'm leaving here, I have another home. Thank God, I got
You got
another
another
home.
home.
But I don't want to go quickly. But when I go, I want to go.
You're not
I
trying to
want to.
speed it up.
I'm not trying to speed it up, but I got insurance. Okay. So
That's
yeah,
right.
so we want people to stay healthy, but we want you to have an affordable product that you can depend on,
Hmm.
that you can pay for as the time progresses, and you can have your affairs. You can leave a legacy, and you can have your affairs taken care of, and you're not dependent on anyone else.
That's right.
Mhm.
What is one type of insurance that every single family needs to have? Every single.
Wow. You know what? It's all important. If you have a home, you homeowners, of course, auto if you drive a car, But I definitely would still go back to life insurance because, again, that's not the one that's forced on us. But guess what? It is the one thing that we know you might not have a home. You might go stay with a friend, or you're young, you're still staying with your parents, or anything. But we are leaving here. We got
Yeah,
to go. And
this
so
earth is not our home.
right. It's not the surprise. We act like it's a surprise, but it's not. We
Mhm.
just don't know the day. So you do know that that is going to happen, and so that is one thing you're guaranteed. So if you're guaranteed that, why not protect the things that you love, because that is going to happen and that is guaranteed. You have time now to get it together and to
Right.
make sure that you're prepared, and that's what we want. We don't want your families. The funeral home guy, he was the nicest. I'm gonna give a shout out to him too. He's a Mississippian, so he's down on the coast. He is Rodney, and Rodney has, oh my God, I can't think of it right away. Just like the funeral home that we everybody Unity.
Okay. All right.
Unity, and he's down on the coast, and he's a, I mean, fabulous young guy. And I know Damien up here. Um, they are so nice and so pleasant. The nicest people you ever want to meet, and I'm sure that they Unity. Yes, shout out to Unity. That's
All
right.
right.
The nicest people you ever want to meet, but at the end, they still looking like, how you gonna pay?
Oh, hey,
And
look
that
at
was one of his posts. He said, the funeral home director still gonna say, "What?
it's still
Yes."
it's still a
And
business,
yes, it is
just
still a
like the church,
business.
church, and all
Exactly.
that. It's still a business.
Exactly. It's
A
still a business.
hospital.
Right, exactly. Right. So we need to be prepared for that and not leave our families in disarray more than they already will be once we expire. And
That's
so
right.
I would think that life insurance, that question, the answer to your question, to me, and that's me, that's my testimony, that life insurance is probably one of the most important. I grieved enough when my mother died. I would have probably lost my mind if she did not have a vehicle to help her, for the funeral expenses and what was to happen. And thank God she did. And so that allowed me to grieve. And then, of course, your mental health, that comes along with grieving. So you think it's already stressful enough. And so why put any more burden on your loved ones when you can simply buy a small policy that will take care of that?
Yeah, we're tagging Jeremy Jones, my who has become a friend of mine, and I can say on camera that he's also my patient, because he makes sure to tag us and let everyone know the amazing care that he is receiving at Good
Oh
Faith Wellness.
yeah, oh yeah, Cake King.
That's right, Sprinkle
Yeah, I
King.
follow them. King Cake, yeah, I follow him. Yeah,
That's
tell
my
I
guy.
haven't been down there. I have to stay away from that kind of. I'm afraid if I go into his store, I'm gonna buy up everything because I
Yeah,
love to eat like that.
I've honestly been staying away. We're so busy and taking care of other folks. So a lot of times I end up, they end up closing before I can get there. But I'm glad it's working out that way, because the weight that I've been able to blessed to lose, it would be right back on if we were there. And let's not even get to that chicken salad. And now
Oh
we're
yeah,
on tuna salad.
I
So
heard about it.
we tag
Right, I heard
Paula
about
in there. I don't know if she's gonna come on, but we we just tagged. Hold on one second. Let's see. Since you're, let's see, one second there. Let's see.
And Doc, I'm sure you would say we just have to control. We have to be. We can eat those type of things, but we just have to have a control. We have to do it in moderation, right?
That's right.
I can
That's
have
right.
some cake. I just have to. I just can't have the whole cake.
You please don't eat the whole cake. But I know some of those folks, man, when they drive from Alabama and Georgia and all across the country to come, most of them, they say before they cross state lines, they've consumed the entire dessert, the entire
Right,
cake.
right. I can
So we
only
want to
imagine.
give them
Yes.
a big shout out. And he's changing locations and moving to Flowood, and that's all I can say on here, because I don't want to get ahead of him when they do their big announcement to let everyone know the new location. So again,
Oh,
big shout out to them for all the great things they're doing in the community. Um, before we go, Quinn Hollins, I don't know how I missed this on the Instagram side. I'm not sure if you're still on there, Quinn, but she said that uh, okay, well, she said time has not been on our side. I'll definitely come on like on the show. And then she says that renters insurance is definitely needed. And then she said, what exactly does Ms. Tompkins provide?
well, I provide all of it. I have a license for health, life, property and casualty is what it's called. So it's property and also like liability, things that cover businesses and renters and homeowners, and yeah. And so on the health side, we're just talking about a lot of supplement insurances that are needed that some of our aging adults have or have to have, because of course we know that ACA, with the Obamacare, all of those the vehicles are changing, and so we have to keep abreast of all of those changes that are coming aboard. And so yeah, so all of that, and of course life insurance, because that's kind of like my baby, that's kind of like my testimony. So that's where probably my biggest passion is. But we have all of those products are available. And
So,
look, and I'm here. Of course, I'm here because I'm a business owner, and I would love for you to do business with me. But
mhm,
there are probably 20 people that you know, and out of the 20, two of them can sell you life insurance. So
there you
I'm
well,
seriously, I'm so passionate. Buy from whoever you feel comfortable about.
mhm,
Just buy it, please. Just have it, okay?
just buy it,
Just
please.
have it, please. Yeah,
She is. And we're serious.
yeah,
We are
yeah.
serious. So she says, okay, I see you there, Quinn. She said, I need health. So I guess you're saying you need health insurance. Well, look. So Marnee, make sure that we'll make sure to put your contact information there, or if you want to put it in the chat yourself, how they can contact you. Or matter of fact, well, it's 8:20, so we're actually this is the part of the show where normally I say, hey, I'd love for you as the featured guest to let everyone know, in case they don't know or they've been under a rock and they don't know who Best is, LLC. Let them know who you are, where they can find you, how they can contact you, if you're taking on new clients and all that good stuff. And then I'll come behind you and close. And then you and I, if you'll just hang backstage for a second so we can wrap as soon as we go off live.
Okay, will do. So yeah, Best Cover Solutions. So we can provide all of your insurance needs. So health, life, auto, property, casualty. We provide all of that. And so again, think I said this before. There are lots of products out there that are insured relatable. And you can go to any website, you can AI, all of that, and find what you need or what you think you need or what you want. But a lot of times you don't have time. There are so many carriers and so many products, and it's hard to decipher through the mountain of information. So we'll take care of that for you. We will look for what you are wanting, what you are looking for, and we'll present that to you, and you and I will talk, and we can get back together to see what works, what's affordable for you, what works in your budget, what works as far as your needs and your wants and your long term abilities of what it is that you want to do. So we can provide you that type of service. Um, I work a full time job, so this is secondary to me, but I'm passionate enough about it to want to do this ongoing. So we are here to service you. It's here to service you with all of those different products. I can be reached cell phone. I'm like everybody else. I can keep my mobile device with me. 601-720-1148. Office number 769-300-1198. Website is bestcoveredsolutions.us. Emails the same thing, bestcoveredsolutions with an S at yahoo.com.
All right. She said, thank you so much on the Instagram side. Thank you so much. I will be reaching out. So,
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I, we appreciate you, Quinn. I want you to know, Marnay. I don't know. We probably didn't go over this and go over the rules, but see, since you're already you've already gotten the one client, there's an automatic kickback. No, no, I'm totally kidding.
So we're going to do things in a lawful way.
I'm totally kidding. No kickbacks here.
That's
No,
right.
no kickback.
None here. None here. None here.
Of
None.
course.
None at all. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna look. I'm gonna push people to make sure they try to get healthy with you. And if they have any insurance questions or needs, sure, call me. You're not going to be able to save everybody, and I'm not going to be able to give everybody's not going to be able to buy the insurance products that I have access to. So we know that, but I think you are passionate in what you do, and I'm passionate in what I do. And
Yes,
if you
indeed.
don't, again, if you don't use me, that's fine. I just want you to use somebody and get covered and try to get the best coverage that meets your needs.
Absolutely. Well, look, again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our lovely guests for being on Telehealth Tuesday. Give it up. All right. Well, you just hang backstage with me for a second, Marnee. I'll do my close, and we'll be right back with you.
Will do. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's see here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another amazing episode of Telehealth Tuesday. And again, as you know, this is your go-to podcast for modern insights and wellness solutions. Next week, we're going to have another amazing guest. So stay tuned. We're not going to announce it here because we don't want to spoil it. So you know what that means. You got to come back. Each and every Tuesday, you got to go to Dr. B TV. Say it with me. Dr. B TV. Spell out the word doctor, DOCTOR, the letter B as in boy, TV. On YouTube, make sure to share, tag, like, follow, and subscribe. You got to click the subscribe button so you don't miss a minute. You don't miss a beat. Also, don't keep this to yourself. Don't be selfish. Make sure to bring a friend with you, okay? It could even be you don't even have to like them, all right? It could be an enemy. Hey, whatever. Because we're all Christian and we're trying to get back and we're trying to get right in our walk with Christ. And so bring him or her with you, bring this person with you, at least one other person, so that we can share with them as well, because nobody is being charged for it. It's a free subscription. You can log in from anywhere. And then if you miss us, hey, you can catch all 93 episodes online at Dr. B TV. So with that said, we hope you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend, a safe time. Hopefully we'll see you Thursday starting at 6 p.m. on the rooftop, Zaza, okay? Zaza, a.k.a. Trio, for our amazing networking event that we have each and every Thursday, hosted by Kanoy Brown, if you're still on there, featuring Yaya, who has her products for sale, and also the one and the only DJ Dream. And we'll have live music by Mr. J. Ron Durr, so you don't want to miss him. All right, so we'll see you, God willing, next Tuesday. And always remember, make sure to remember that true wealth begins with good health. We'll see you next time. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances, and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today, and remember, true wealth begins with good health.